This Tuesday, the West Bloomfield Fire Department will be debuting a new state-of-the-art fire truck for the community. The unveiling will be taking place tomorrow at Fire Station number 5 in West Bloomfield at 11:30 a.m. to view the brand new $1.5 million fire truck, one of the largest capital investments to public safety in decades. Here to tell us more about this new addition is West Bloomfield Assistant Fire Chief Mark Lawry. Mark, thank you so much for joining us today.
Happy to be here. It's an exciting day for us as well.
I'd imagine so. I'm excited to see this fire truck firsthand, and I'm sure the rest of the community is as well. What can you tell us about this new fire truck?
So this fire truck was originally purchased or designed back in 2022. It takes a little bit to put something this special together, so it finally arrived a couple of weeks ago. And we're going to have a dedication ceremony tomorrow at 11:30, and everyone's invited. Hope to see everyone there. If you're showing up and the parking lot looks full, immediately to our west at Provisional Living is some additional parking. So please don't drive by us, come and join us and watch this thing go into service. It is a 100-foot aerial platform, which is something we haven't had in a while. The platform that we had prior to this lasted for 25 years. We anticipate that this truck will last us another quarter of a century, and we'll take good care of it as the community and the township has supported us with such a great asset. It's the tool that we need when we need it. If you remember a little bit of history, when we had some issues at Heckman and we were doing multiple ladder rescues, this would allow us to actually take a platform right to your balcony and let you walk into our bucket and allow us to lower you to the ground instead of trying to carry you down a ladder. Very versatile truck, allows us to use it for anchor points for rope rescues. It also has a Stokes basket that will literally clip right into it. In case you aren't able to walk, we can lower you down that way, but just a great tool all around.
Certainly sounds like it, and it's going to be a very busy day at the fire station tomorrow. I'm sure everyone's going to be stopping by to get a glimpse of this exciting new truck. And I'm curious how this new apparatus is going to improve response times or firefighting capabilities within neighborhoods like Kego, Sylvan, Orchard Lake, or West Bloomfield.
Yes, this is a very specialized piece of equipment. When this is out, most likely it is a very big event. Probably the biggest truck that we own, and it is actually that's our newest truck, but that's not the one we're unveiling. The one that you're showing, the one that will be unveiled is the tower truck. Like we said, it's a 100-foot aerial platform. We're in our areas, in most of our areas, we're starting to expand up now instead of out, and we need to be able to reach those higher heights. That's what this truck is designed to do. Also has two remote control master streams that we could flow from the ground. The entire truck is very much like a transformer that kids would recognize, can be run from a remote control. However, we'll have probably up to 4 people operating it to make sure that we're doing it effectively and safely.
Wow. And yeah, it's definitely going to be a great addition to the fire department. And can you walk us through how the 101-inch vertical reach is going to impact rescues in places like apartment complexes or commercial buildings throughout Greater West Bloomfield?
So not only does it allow us to reach some of those areas, but at the bucket itself, like I mentioned, we have a couple of remote control monitors. We also have 2.5 and 1.75 inch connections for hoses. So we can literally put the bucket to your window on the 3rd and 4th floor, and then walk in from there to help extinguish fire or conduct rescues. So it's a very specialized tool for those times when we need it. It won't be needed all of the time, but when we do, it's the right tool for the right job. And we can't thank the community enough for supporting us with that. There are times when we need a specialized tool, and this is the tool to do the job.
That's absolutely right. The community plays a big role in all of this, and I'm so glad you just brought that up, because I'm curious, what community feedback did you ultimately consider when planning for this apparatus, and how do you think it reflects West Bloomfield's values?
Well, the township is very progressive when it comes to supporting us. As we continue to allow buildings to get taller, we still need to be able to provide that public safety for the taller buildings. For a while there, we only allowed a couple of stories, which was great. But as we expand, your public safety needs to expand with it and be able to support it. So as things get taller, we need to be able to do those rescues at any height. Because when somebody dials 911, they expect us to be there, and we will be.
That's absolutely right. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Assistant Fire Chief for the West Bloomfield Fire Department, Mark Lawry, talking about the brand new $1.5 million fire truck that's going to be unveiling with the fire department tomorrow, June 10th. And Mark, this fire truck is going to be serving as a symbol for the community. We're going to be seeing this truck during a lot of the big jobs that the fire department's going to be doing, and it's going to be at a lot of the community events. So I'm curious, how does the design, particularly things like the American flag wrap, help build connection with residents during events like the Juneteenth parade that's coming up, or even events like the Memorial Day parade?
Right. So when we design the truck, obviously we design it for fire rescue, fire suppression first.
Right.
Secondly, we do realize that this is probably a centerpiece for a lot of things like parades and community events and activities at the high school and anywhere where the fire department is present. So when we are designing a truck like that, you mentioned the flags. As veterans out there, we appreciate that. You'll notice that the township of West Bloomfield is also backlit. So you would see that in the evenings as well. You'll see professionalism, knowledge, and kindness plastered right on the outside of our truck. Those are the fire department's core values, and we hold those very in high esteem for us. You'll also see at the front of the truck, you'll see representing the local Firefighters Union, Local 1721, who we work with, and they are our firefighters. They are the ones doing the work. And with that recognition comes responsibility. The responsibility to do those three core values: be professional, be kind, be knowledgeable, as we're serving our citizens.
That's right. Be professional, be kind, be knowledgeable. Things everybody should remember. Now, Mark, you talked about a little bit ago how you want this truck to be staying for the community for at least a quarter of a century, just like the last one did. So I want to talk about the role that sustainability or long-term durability ultimately plays in choosing some of the features, like maybe the galvanized aerial sections. Like, how did those come into play?
So when you design a truck like this, you basically design it from the tires all the way to the tower. Mm-hmm. And as we're designing something like this, knowing the length that we're going to have it, you mentioned the galvanized frame, you mentioned the galvanized ladder. We have all of our electronics wire loomed so that there's less chance for some of those to rub on areas when the truck is vibrating down the road. This is also a truck that won't run on every call. It will run on confirmed fires. It'll obviously show up for special events, but it's not something that we're going to pull out and use every day. It's going to be a truck and a tool that is pulled out when it's needed. You'll often see a fire engine and a rescue proceeding to a medical. That's so that we can put 4 paramedics on the scene. This is probably not a truck that you will see doing something like that. When you see this truck on the road, if it's lit up, going lights and sirens, it's probably because something's on fire and it's very important. This isn't a vehicle that you'll see probably running around every day. You will see it when we have special events, and we made it as nice to represent the township as we could, because we do want to thank them, and we do want the people to have some pride in the trucks that we have out there on the road supporting them.
That's right. If you see this truck on the road, that means something big is happening, but we know that you guys are on it. Mark, I won't hold up too much more of your time. I know you're a busy guy. I am curious, though, how does this purchase reflect the department's ongoing goals for modernization, recruitment, and community engagement for the next few years?
Right, so this is obviously a center point. When you see something like this driving down the road, it's an eye catcher. And that's 3/4 of the reason that we cut out and blew up the West Bloomfield piece of the sign, because we want people to look at us, to see that this is a place that you want to go. It's a great community to work in, a great community that we serve, and we want to be proud, and we want others to come here. This truck also, when you talked about it being around for a 1/4 of a century, when we designed it sort of future proofing. So there are parts of this truck that we aren't even going to be using when we start it. There will be some empty cabinets because there may be tools and equipment that we haven't even thought of yet. As electric cars come out and fires change and fire science changes, we may need different tools to combat some of those issues. So you'll notice that there's 110, there's 12 volt in almost all of the cabinetry. We may not be currently using those, but we may be using them later when we turn to more electric tools, or we need to charge different lithium batteries to support our tools. So it's a truck designed for today and for the next 25 years.
That's right. Lots of important resources that are going to make a huge difference throughout Greater West Bloomfield. Mark, last question before we wrap things up. We know about this fire truck that's coming to the fire department, but can you provide us any insight on maybe some other things that might be in the works with the fire department for other equipment that'll help out the community?
So the fire department itself has a tiered purchasing program. If you were to ask me what truck are we going to be looking at in 2032, I can tell you that. We have rescues that are rotating through the system. We're doing refurbishments on our equipment to make sure that whenever we're on a call, we're providing the best vehicle and the best service we possibly can. We also do the same thing when it comes to things like striker cots and some of our cardiac monitors. All of those are on a tiered program, so we're staying up with as modern equipment in modern times as we possibly can be. We don't buy everything all at once and let it wear out all at once. We have a very defined long-term plan for how we intend to spend the taxpayer dollars, because that's one of those things that's important to us. They provide us with that trust, and we want to make sure that we have the best equipment possible for them when they call us.
Man, you guys are planning ahead. I love to see it, and I love to hear about all the work you guys are doing for the community. Mark, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Happy to be here. And remember, tomorrow, 11:30 at Fire Station number 5, 5425 West Maple Road. Please come and help us celebrate pushing this truck into service. Hope to see you there.